What if the answers to life's biggest dilemmas aren't new at all? What if the wisdom you've been searching for has been waiting for you for thousands of years, whispered through the words of Lord Krishna? Before you scroll away, pause. Maybe this message found you for a reason. Krishna, the voice of eternal truth, the guide of Arjuna, the divine presence that speaks not just to a warrior on a battlefield, but to every soul caught in the war within. His teachings from the Bhagavad Gita aren't distant scriptures. They are a map, a guide to living with purpose, peace, and love in a world that often feels lost. Today, the battle isn't fought with arrows and swords. It's fought in the mind against anxiety, doubt, comparison, and fear. You try to do everything right and to please others, to chase success, to stay strong. But somewhere in that race, your heart begins to whisper, "What's the point?" You wonder, why do I feel so heavy even when I have everything? Why do peace and clarity seem so far away? We live surrounded by noise, expectations, distractions, endless desires, and yet the soul quietly aches for silence, for meaning. This is the modern Kurukshetra, the inner battlefield where we fight between what's easy and what's right, between ego and truth, between attachment and surrender. And just like Arjuna, we all have that moment when we drop our bow, when we say, "I can't do this anymore." That's when Krishna's voice enters, timeless, gentle, unshaken. He doesn't promise that life will be easy. He doesn't erase the challenges. Instead, he gives you something deeper, understanding. He says, "You have the right to perform your duty, but not to the fruits of your actions." True peace begins not when you control the outcome, but when you surrender your need to control. Act, but don't cling. Love, but don't possess. Give, but don't expect. Krishna reminds us that attachment is the root of suffering, because when you tie your happiness to results, to people, to approval, your peace becomes fragile. But when you act with devotion, when you do what's right simply because it is right, life begins to flow. The chaos outside starts to quiet down. Krishna doesn't ask you to escape the world. He asks you to see it differently, to do your duty, not for recognition, but as an offering, an act of love. Because the moment you dedicate your actions to him, everything ordinary becomes divine. Work becomes worship. Silence becomes prayer. And here lies Krishna's most powerful message. True freedom doesn't come from getting what you want. It comes from letting go of what you don't need to carry anymore. He says, "Surrender to me completely. I will deliver you from all sin. Do not fear." That is the moment of awakening, when you realize that you were never alone in your struggles. Every pain, every confusion, every unanswered prayer, he was walking beside you, shaping your path, guiding your soul toward something higher. So if you feel lost today, if you feel like life has taken everything from you, remember this: Krishna never abandons his devotees. Sometimes he removes what isn't meant for you so that he can give you what is divine, eternal, and true. Krishna's wisdom isn't about another world. It's about living rightly in this one. When you act with love, detach from results, and surrender your heart, you step into peace that no success, no failure, no loss can ever take away. So here's what I want you to do. Just whisper his name. Krishna. Say it from your heart. Say it with faith. Because the moment you call him, he hears you. Type Krishna in the comments below. Not as a ritual, but as a reminder that you're ready to walk with him again. And if this message spoke to your soul, share it, so another soul waiting in silence can hear his voice too.